Captain by a hook with a red beard. Captain by a hook with a red beard.
Oh, you gotta be shitting me, dude. Minus 3.5 now, bro. I just fucking took the 4.5. Man. Starting off the show on a left foot step. I've been waiting all night for this Connecticut line to move. It's 4.5 minus 120, which proves to me for the last time that this sports book knows nothing about numbers. There's no way you go from minus 4.5 minus 120 to minus 3.5 minus 120. It just, that shit don't, it ain't right unless somebody came and put $10,000 million on the other side. That's just not how line movement is supposed to work. That's bananas. Anyway, I know. I don't know what to do now. It ain't nothing I can do, I guess. I can either double down or give up. Anyway, I'm talking college hoops, baby. Connecticut, they moved from minus 4.5, taking on Gonzaga tonight. Gonzaga playing almost at home. I don't believe it's at their home stadium. I could be wrong. I know it's in Seattle, though. So it is definitely in their region where their fans will be whooping and whomping. Plus 3.5 for Gonzaga, minus 3.5 for Connecticut. I bet minus 4.5 on UConn because them boys is some damn dogs. Also got the over on that thing. Anyway, a bunch of great college basketball games. Before we get out of here, I will touch on some games tonight and tomorrow that I have my eye on. However, before we get there, there are some bowl games. Somebody's going bowling this weekend. One team in particular, for the first time ever, they're going to play some bowl games. It's going to be a good weekend, man. It should be a great Saturday for sports. They got some NFL action for you. Got some bowl games going on. And if you haven't looked, just a magnificent, beautiful slate of college basketball going on Saturday. If you like to watch sports, you will have a bountiful of good games to select. My man, Jaden Chandler Parnell, is with me as always. On Friday, we're going to break down these bowl games for you. Also, going to dive into the NFL, both Saturday and Sunday's slates. Give out all our sides, picks, thoughts, dips, whatever you can think of. We're going to bring it to you. And we're bringing it to you live, baby, on this beautiful Friday, the 15th of December. Yes, I know. It just woke all you up. All you kids that ain't been Christmas shopping yet, you got your own kids to shop for, your girlfriend, your wife, your mama, your baby mother. Now you got to do it with all the damn, what's it called, traffic and lines and elbowing grandmas for the last honey ham. Get your Christmas shopping done early. For those that haven't done it yet, now you're in the thick of things. You might as well just go Tuesday at 10 a.m., call off work. It's the only time you're going to be able to get some good shopping done. But all my shopping's done. I got one more person to shop for, and that's the mother-in-law. I'm going to figure her out. Make sure she gets something special. Got to take care of the moms. Anyway, without further ado, baby, this is Captain by a Hook with the red beard, presented by Stare Down Sports. I am Rowan Donaghy, a.k.a. Rowan Dobbs, going live. As I said, it's the 15th of December, and it is a Friday, and this is a morning show. Without any further Ado, my man, from the JC Pod on YouTube. You can also catch him on the X baby at Jaden95 Chandler, the man with the master plan on the gridiron. How you doing today?
Not doing too bad, man. Obviously doing way better than the sports books. You were just talking about the issue they had there. I'm looking at the good old college football playoffs. We got a 2-3 versus 1-5 matchup. So they don't even have the numbers labeled right. No, honestly, I'm doing great though. Great day for some football. We got NFL and bowl games on tomorrow. Hey now, football starting at 11 a.m. Let's get it.
Now that is beautiful, man. It is definitely beautiful.
And they got 1 Michigan versus 5 Alabama on this book, and that's hilarious. I won't lie.
It is hilarious because of all the BS with Florida State shouldn't be in the number 4 and all that stuff.
It's just like, hey, we know.
Oh my God! No, that's hilarious, man.
Buck's having a rough one this morning. We'll just say that.
Somebody had to come through and put they got Florida State 4, number 4 Florida State versus number 6 Georgia.
I wonder if they just left it from what they thought it would be, and they just haven't changed it yet because they're like, nobody's gonna look. We looked, we saw, and we know.
Them boys
it's hilarious.
Protesting.
They could be. It could be. This could be a Florida State program on this book, as we say.
Oh my God! No, I believe it, man. Woo! This is gonna be a great Saturday. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. As you know me, if you know me, it's gonna be hard for me to even think about football when they got games like Arizona, Purdue going on, Baylor and Michigan State going on, Ohio State taking on UCLA, the mighty Bruins. But anyway, I know where you're gonna be looking. Tell me where you at on these college football bowl games. You got the Myrtle Beach bowl game. You got the Celebration bowl game. You got the good old New Orleans bowl game. Cure Bowl, never heard of that one. The New Mexico Bowl and the good old LA Bowl. Also, you thought I forgot the Independence Bowl, baby, going on all this Saturday. What games stick out to you? What numbers you like? And where am I betting? Because I'm riding you. I didn't even know these games was going on until right now.
Man, I tell you what, we got way too many bowl games. We got Florida A&M playing Howard in the Celebration Bowl. No, honestly, first I'll go my first two. I'll give out 2 leans and then 2 locks. My first lean, Ohio plus 3.5. The only issue is the quarterback in the transfer portal. I believe 2 of the running backs transfer portal. Who else is in the transfer portal? They got a lot of people in the transfer portal. So that's the one fun thing about this bowl game is as I give out teams, you'll learn maybe a day or 2 later, like, oh, their quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and offensive line are all entering the transfer portal because that's the era we're in now. Because of the timing, because of school. What's up?
That's the biggest fear. That's when I stopped caring about bowl games. 2 or 3 seasons ago when it was like, oh, nah, bro, I'm just going to go to the league. Y'all got it. It was like,
damn. They need to fix.
Yeah,
they need to fix the scheduling too, because the reason that there's actual scheduling to it too, because for people who don't know, semester starts in January. You have to be enrolled in January. Most of these kids are ending their semester. Most of them ended about 3-4 days ago. Most of them are finishing the last bit about round. Mine ended about December 10th when I went, but that's the biggest issue. Some of these kids got to get out early. Like for example, Malik Murphy, whoever's the backup for Texas, he entered the transfer portal and they're having a chance to play for national championship. So it's a whole messy situation. There's now just added in the money with NIL and everything, and it's just the Wild West. I think there's like 1,700 people in the transfer portal right now. Something like that. Before we finish before I get back to the bowl game part, I hate to say it, there's gonna be some kid, hey, if you enter the transfer portal, you better make sure you're worth some damn money, because there's gonna be some kids that ain't gonna be getting some money, gonna be quit playing college football and have to walk on to a D2 school or a D3 school because they messed around a little bit. But that all leads me back to Ohio has a really good defense, kind of. So I kind of like them against Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern didn't end the year out too well, but for the most part, I'm probably gonna end up just slightly staying away because there's just too much fishiness with the line just for me to like. Celebration Bowl, Florida A&M and Howard. I'd be lying to you if I said I watched any of these 2 teams play this year. I got nothing for you there. I couldn't even tell you. But shout out to NOLA, the New Orleans Bowl. We got a bowl. We got the Raging Cajuns. Definitely got to be home at that. Like this has got to be a home game for them for sure at this point. But we got a team. First bowl game ever in the history of their program. Jacksonville State minus 2.5. That's gonna be my first bet of the day. Lock it up. I really like Jacksonville State in this game. It's just more when it comes to bowl games. This is one of my favorite times of the year because not only are the Dogs liable to win every game, it's hella vibes play. Like you can get off by getting hella vibes in because you look at this game, you see the Raging Cajuns who didn't have too bad of a season. Don't get me wrong. I think they finished about 7-5, 6-6, something along those lines. I don't remember off the top of my head, but somewhere wrong. They had an all good season. Then you look at the Raging Cajuns. Or sorry, you look at the Gamecocks, 8-4, first year in FBS. They weren't supposed to be in a bowl game originally because of the rules, but we got too many bowls, and because Notre Dame didn't make the Pop-Tart Bowl because they made this other bowl, they were able to play. So we got Jacksonville State, who went from not supposed to be in a bowl game because it's their first year up to all of a sudden they're in a bowl game. I think these boys are going to want to play pretty hard. First bowl game in school history. These kids have a chance to go down and be like, "Hey, we were the first team ever in our school history to win a bowl game," and shit like that is immortal, pretty much. Like there's only first bowl game win, first national championship win. Those are two things that nobody will ever forget. I mean, shit, we just had a remembrance at my school, my senior year for the 2011 team. I mean, dude, you should have saw how excited those guys all were to see each other. I mean, that's just some brotherhood type building stuff. So I'm very excited to watch Jacksonville State -2.5 handle the business against the Raging Cajuns. And shout out Rich Rod, man. I'm going to go coaching here. I said on my show, I don't mind the UL Lafayette coach. Don't know him too well, but I do know Rich Rod will have the boys ready to play and everything. And I think they will have potentially the better athletes in this matchup. And that's awesome because it leads me into wait, go ahead.
I was just about to say I didn't even think about Louisiana Raging Cajuns being 2 hours from their damn school, and when this game's played, the New Orleans.
Yeah, that does scare me a little bit. Yeah, I will admit that does scare me a little bit. It's basically damn near a home game for them. They kind of lucked out with that, but they're going to be playing a tough school. So they better, as they say, the good old adage, they better bring their shoulder pads and strap up their helmet.
No, I love the 2.5 too. You ain't even gotta take the 3.
Yeah, perfect. Don't even gotta sweat it. That's why I love it even better. It's like, hey, just taking the win by a field goal. I mean, for those people who've been following along for a long time, we almost got you at South Carolina that game. That would have been a nice one. They almost did it. This is a good team. This is a good team that plays hard. Moving on to the next game, we got the Cure Bowl. This will be my last for sure bet, and then I have one more game that I'm leaning on. I'll talk about Miami of Ohio, 6.5 points against Appalachian State. Miami of Ohio lost their main quarterback to an air cast injury. Lost their second quarterback to the transfer, I believe. So now they're playing a third string, potentially true freshman, I believe, if I remember hearing this right, against Appalachian State, who did end the year somewhat strong. They didn't end it too bad. Got a chance to play for the conference championship. Got them doors. Excuse me. Yeah. Got them doors a little bit blown off at the end.
You called that, huh? That was that Troy game, huh? 5.5.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they played that score was a lot more misleading than the game was. The game was a lot closer to about the third quarter, towards the end of the fourth, and all of a sudden, just boom, touchdown, and it got out of hand really quickly. But yeah, this is an Appalachian State team that has a chance to play for. But this is another thing: who do you think is going to play harder in this bowl? I personally think Miami, Ohio will. Also, shout out my boy Colby Borders. Gonna know him for playing high school. I just wanted to give him a quick shout out. They're playing in the bowl game. 11-2, by the way. The team at 11-2. I know records don't matter too much, but this is a good MAC school. They won their conference this year. They beat Toledo, who is basically a really good MAC school. They've basically run their conference for a while. And if they haven't run it, they've been fighting for it almost for the past few years now. So I love Miami, Ohio in this spot. They basically are getting a touchdown too. I love the +6.5, but if you want to get dirty and nasty with me, I'm taking that +215 money line, putting a little sprinkle on it. I could definitely see Miami of Ohio with how good their defense is, keeping it control. I think something the sportsbook is missing is Miami of Ohio brings people down to the mud with them. Like they're a team like where it's you think that you have a chance to get away from them, have a chance to go up 14, 17. They just pull you back down to the mud. They play slow football. I think they're going to control the game, and that's going to be something that hopefully can lead to them winning. But they don't win. 6.5 is a lot of points for a bowl game, especially with two evenly caliber teams. I would consider.
No, yeah, I agree, man. That's one of the reasons I love the Titans, man. As bad as they are this season, usually you can count on the Titans coming out playing hard and, like you said, hitting hard, holding, dragging people down with them.
You saw it Monday night. I mean, the Tyreek Hill got hurt, and the Titans did everything they needed to just to hang around that game. They have an opportunity to win. That's all Miami of Ohio needs in this one.
Even
it's true. There's really something to it. There's something to it for real.
Yeah, even last night, that's all you hear about all day is like, the Raiders are going to play hard. I can guarantee you that. I don't know who's going to win, but the Raiders are going to come out play hard. Chargers did not come out at all. Raiders came out, played hard. Everybody knows the result. I think it was 300-3.
That's being generous. That
Yeah.
seriously, I won't lie. That was like that was a worse ass beating, I think, than the Dolphins Broncos. Truly, and like I understand the score is a little bit misleading, but I don't think I've seen a team look
Nah.
so disheartened and disinterested. Like I mean, at least the Broncos getting blown out. They look disinterested, like they weren't finishing tackles. But man, this Chargers team. We'll get to them in a minute when we go to the NFL. Yeah, that shout out Brandon Staley, man. There's a chance he probably just coached his last game. If he didn't, I give him hella props because I don't know how he kept his job after that. He must have some way with words.
I was
Moving on though.
using his mouth for something. Yeah, moving on. What was
UCLA, Boise State. No, honestly, in this game, I lean Boise State here plus 4.5. Kind of lean them on the money line against UCLA. I just think UCLA. I think they for sure have one quarterback in the transfer portal. I believe they have a few other pieces in the transfer portal as well. I think Boise State, ever since they got their new coach, they flipped coaches, got new coaches here, and they've been just on the run, playing really well. So I love what I've seen out of them. So I might take them 4.5 here, but I think I think they won the Mountain West too, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they're Mountain West champions this year. If not, they are at least contenders in it and played in it. So I genuinely lean 4.5 here. And it's the field goal number, so it makes me really enjoy it. But yeah, we'll have to see. This is gonna be one of those ones. Like if I win money, maybe on Jacksonville State, I'll probably for sure be taking this. But if like Jacksonville State or Miami of Ohio don't cover, might be like, we'll stay away. California, Texas Tech, nothing there for you. Just nasty. And I know I won't be on the show Monday, but I lean Western Kentucky plus 2.5 there in the famous Toastery Bowl.
Famous Toastery Bowl.
Famous Jameis Bowl. That's what it should have been called.
What
crab leg
toastery?
Basically, Pop Tart. I know Pop Tarts are called toasteries. I think it's like bread. It's like bread with icing on it. Is it not? Like bakery stuff. I think that's what it basically is.
They got a line some of this stuff, but yeah, I get it. You got the off-brand Pop Tarts sponsoring the bowl.
Off-brand Pop Tart bowl. I love it. It might be right. That might be what it is. That's hilarious. Yeah, so to lock it up for me for sure, Miami of Ohio plus 6.5, money line, 200 plus 200 plus 215, depending on the book you're on. Then Jacksonville State minus 2.5. Get it while you can. I think the 2.5 will be gone, unless you're on a certain book. Then it'll go to 1.5.
Bro, this thing, yeah.
I can't believe that. That is dumb. Like I just fully learned what odds are, I guess, and like how they calculate. It's like you see a minus 120. It's like, oh, that's going up. It went down. I ain't seen that shit before.
I've never
That's
seen
new
it,
to
bro.
me.
13
That is new to
years
me.
I've been watching lines move. I have never seen it in my life. You could see it move like 120, 115, 105. Okay, that bitch is going the other way. But to just jump from 120 and it just...
I mean, and it was within like 10, 15 minutes. Like not even a joke. We were literally just looking at this game before we went on. And then all of a sudden we're live. 5 minutes in, it's like, wait.
I bet the 4.5 thinking I was going to miss out on that. Hell no.
Man.
But man, shout out to
Played
you,
myself.
bro.
It's going to be a fun one.
Timestamp down real quick. You can go ahead.
I was just going to, just in case, I'll rip through. I'll see up until next Friday, see if there's anything else that I'm missing. Like there's a Thursday bowl game, but nope, we're good. All right, it's Syracuse, South Florida. I got nothing. I was just gonna say if there was any bowl game I missed, potentially they won't be on until next Friday. I was gonna throw it out, but nope, I got nothing. We got a lot of 6 and 6, 6 and 7 teams playing in bowl games these upcoming days. There's only so many of them that I've actually watched and paid attention to this year.
I know. I can't wait to get to like around Christmas time. I mean, we got a week, but yeah, I can't wait to get to some of these.
Next week, that's when the games are going to start picking up a little bit, and they're going to start being like, okay.
Hell yeah.
This is like the teaser real quick. Preseason to the bowl games.
Hell yeah. Speaking of next week, I have to hit you up. I'm going to be, I'll text you about it. We're live on air right now, baby.
I saw the show. I think I got it.
Yeah, I'll be here Monday through Thursday if you want to come on Thursday, but I'm not going to be here Friday.
Maybe. I record Thursday, so I'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Definitely figure it out.
Yes, sir. You know it.
Man, I guess we can jump to some damn NFL, baby. Last night, man, I mean, I didn't watch a second of the game, and thank God
I watched the whole game.
You watched the full game?
I watched the whole game.
How does it get? Let me ask you something. How does it get 35-0? And you say, you know what? I'm gonna keep watching this thing.
I'm not gonna act like I sat there and didn't do other things while I was watching the game. I'll say that, but I did have it on the screen just to keep an eye on. But no, it was one of those things where it's like once it just got so bad, I won't lie. I had Austin Eckler score a touchdown for the last leg or something, so that was a lot of the interest. Like, let's just see if they happen to do anything. But it honestly, it was just more of an evaluation standpoint. I was just like, it got to the point where it got so bad. I was just like, all right, let's see. Genuinely, let's see how bad this gets, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And I won't lie, I got more and more intrigued as it getting worse. I'm like, dude, this is bad.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there. It's like I was able, like I said, though, more around like about the third quarters when I started to tune out a little bit, looked away a little bit, started like doing a bit more things. I tuned back in for the fourth. Basically, when Devontae Adams scored is when I started tuning back in a little bit to watch the end of it, see how it went. But man, I tell you what, when you 3 and out, other team scores, fumble, other team scores, fumble, other team scores, you're down 21-0 about with 7 minutes to go. I mean, that's a hard hole to climb up out of itself. Let alone you fumble again later for a touchdown. You throw one of the coolest screen pick sixes I've ever seen. Did you see that play?
Nah,
dude, that was the. Oh my God! I have to shout out that boy 18. Can't forget what his name was. So they ran a screen. So like the wide receiver screen, they go out like that. Boy turns around like this to catch the ball, one-handed because he overran it. He played it. So well. He played it so well. He overran it, reaches back, one hand snag, runs it in. It's like, bro, then a little bit, dude. They scored every way you can possibly score in a game, and that's what had me watching. It's like, dude. That was insane. And also it's just I wanted to honor Brandon Staley the best way I could, watch his potentially last game coaching. Because I won't lie to you. In the great words of Michael Lombardi, if he played for the Raiders, he wouldn't be making onto the plane on the way home. That's like I mean, that was probably the most uninspiring Chargers team I've ever played. And it's hilarious because they came out on the broadcast beforehand and the people were like, yeah, the team's very excited. They love Easton Stick. They're going to play hard for him. And about after 2 fumbles, the team just basically was like,
yeah.
I mean, that team is the most uninspired. Like, don't get me wrong. I get the Chargers are the Chargers, and we probably have already spent too long talking about the Chargers being the Chargers. But this is probably like the lowest of the lows of the Chargers. Like, they didn't get this bad in the Phillip Rivers years. I mean, I was joking with my buddy the other day. He's like, bro, you're a Steelers fan. I was a Colts fan over the years. At least we could be like, damn, our quarterback fucking sucks. We can't do anything because we just can't find a guy. They got the guy. They got a lot of studs. They should be winning. So it's just. Man, there's something seriously going wrong in the organization. I don't know if it starts with the ownership, if it starts with the coach, if it starts with the GM. I have my ideas, I have my leans, but there's something wrong in the organization. That's just they should not be this bad. I mean, the Broncos got blown out 70-20, and now they're 1 game back all of a sudden. And the Broncos have a lot less talent than this team does. Not saying they're better or worse, but a lot less talent. So it's unbelievable how they acquired this much talent. I mean, one thing to end on, they traded a cornerback to the Patriots. All of a sudden, this corner for the Patriots being a stud again. They gave him money to come over. I think it was J.C. Jackson.
Yeah.
That's his name. Come over, they give him money, horrible. And then they get rid of him. All of a sudden, he's good again. I mean, it's just something about that culture at this point. There's something going on in that building. Something smells funky.
It definitely has to be the culture, man. I mean, we can go back to 05 when they got rid of the greatest quarterback of all time their franchise ever had. Maybe it cursed them a little bit. Drew Brees.
Could have, seriously. There's real stuff in that.
Last 4 seasons, I've definitely been, are Chargers going to win 11, 12 games and go to the playoffs or not? And they haven't for some reason.
No. You know what's crazy, too, is like you could seriously, are the Chargers going to win 10 games? No. I could tell you quickly no, and that's sad. That's sad. I mean, they blew that game to the Jags, and everyone sees what the Jags are. The Jags are good, but Chargers should have put them away. And the fact that they let them back in the game with touchdown, field goal, touchdown, in a playoff game. Like, it's something's broken, man. Something's broken with that team. It's like, I'm a Colts fan, man. It's like, I've seen the lows. I don't think we ever got this low. That's what's crazy. I don't think we were ever this low. Like, even as low as we were, we at least didn't have a Justin Herbert. I mean, bro, he had 2 broken fingers on both hands. Dude's tough as nails. And they just aren't winning games. Makes no sense. Dude has all the talent in the world and is missing throws he shouldn't miss. I could just elaborate and go on and on. There's something seriously wrong in that locker room. And I don't think it's the players. And I don't think it's the players. I want to emphasize that.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's the players either. Like you said, tons of talent on the team. I remember talking to an old Chargers fan who's seen it all before my lifetime, and he said it, man, every year, no matter what, we could start off 8-0 or we could start off 0-8. We gonna end up about 8-8 and miss the playoffs, no matter what.
They do it every year. It's insane. It's insane how they actually manage to do it every year. It's sad, man. I can mean because you see, we're about to talk about a few of these teams later. You see some of these teams that, like, man, the backup comes in and they're still playing, like, fighting. They're still doing good. And they have a lot less talent than this team. It's just insane, man. I think it all started too. They moved to LA. Nobody really wants them there anyway, so they don't even have home games anymore.
I
I
don't
mean,
even
they
think
they
the team wanted to
butchered it.
move to LA. I don't think the players wanted to. I don't think no. I mean, just the difference between cities, San Diego and LA, is monstrous. It's only a 2.5, 3 hour drive, but just the vibes, just the culture.
And just another thing to add to it too. How I just want to say how disgusting it was. You're watching Antonio Gates get retired in an LA stadium, and you know it's not full. I didn't even need to see the crowd to know how disgusting it was, and I just felt horrifying. It's like, bro, they're all one of the all-time great tight ends ever, and he's getting his jersey retired in half filled stadium.
Yeah, one of the biggest things is like San Diego and LA, as close as they are, like San Diego's people don't want to drive to LA to catch a game. They don't give it like
Oh,
we hate LA. Just speaking for myself, our rent's cheaper, our food's cheaper, our beaches are nicer, and LA is just a bunch of pompous, expensive. And I'm sure players even felt that way. Like, damn, bro, I gotta go from my spend an extra million just to get the same size house in LA. Got to sit in 2 hours of
yeah.
traffic just to get to practice. So I'm sure it's just the sentiment. And like you said, we got to share a stadium with the damn Rams. We ain't got nothing, bro. Like we pretty much one step closer to not being a team. San Diego Chargers should have definitely never made that move. Don't even make sense to me just to move 2.5 hours away. I guess they thought it's only 2.5 hours. People will make the drive. Trust me, nobody wants to drive to damn LA on a Sunday morning from
Hell
San
no.
Francisco. I mean San Diego.
Spiteful fans too. Spiteful fans too. They will like if you move their team, they'll watch on home. They ain't showing up to your games to support you. And I mean, I think we're seeing it.
Hell no. And if you look at other sports, there's beef. Padres, Dodgers, like these people don't. It's not like they like each other. It's not like oh we're 2.5 hours
Yeah.
away from each other. Kumbaya. But anyway, man, moving on to Saturday's games, you got a three header, three peater, a three stomper,
Three piece.
a back to back, Jordan special, Kobe special, LeBron's never done it. Vikings baby +3
You
taking
won the
on
in season tourney though.
14-9 baby. Shout out to the Lakers. 15-10
Shout
on the
out.
season. 16-10. What are they?
I don't know what it is, but I got they open. So keep on winning, boys. Oh yeah, but Bengals. Give me the Bengals -2.5. I know it's not -2.5. Give me the Bengals -2.5. It goes back to that 3. I don't want to deal with another tiebreaker. I dealt with it last week. So if it stays at 3, I'm probably just going to be all off. I
Yeah.
think the Bengals win this game, though. I genuinely think they do. I won't lie. I'm completely out on Minnesota Vikings. This is going to sound horrible, and I'm going to sound like a terrible and shitty human being, but just hear me out. I don't like the way Nick Mullins looks in his helmet. I look at him. I mean, I don't know if it's like just because like he either has his chin step too tight or something. For whatever reason, I just look at him in his helmet. It just doesn't feel right to me. It's like I just imagine being in the huddle with him, and it's just weird. No,
Yeah.
in all general serious, no, I do genuinely feel that way, but that has nothing to do with my pick. I think the Bengals and Vikings are going two opposite directions. The Vikings are kind of free falling after the whole Josh Dobbs experience, and now going to Nick Mullins. And then the Bengals are just ascending with Jake Browning looking better and better.
Bro, Browning
I mean,
has to be a starting quarterback next season. If he finishes the season like this.
it's going to be hard for the Bengals to keep him if he keeps playing like this. I'll just say that. Justin Jefferson should be back, so it does make me a little bit nervous, but we're going to the jungle, man. We'll be okay. And I have no NBA jams to talk about, but there's something very important to talk about. I'm going to be taking Joe Mixon to score a touchdown. Already bet it before Sunday, and I usually never do this for NFL. I'm betting him to score 2 touchdowns. It's already gone from +700 to +550, so I'd recommend jumping on it as quick as you can. Mixon is 2 away from, I believe, the franchise record. I forget what it is. I think the franchise record, or there's some record he's away from. I'm pretty like 98% sure it's franchise record. 2 touchdowns away from the all-time rushing record in franchise history for the Bengals. So hoping he's going to get 2 last week against the Colts. He did not, so it set up perfect for him to score 2 this week against the Vikings team, which it just makes it even perfect because it's going to play out perfect with Browning back there because you know what they're going to do? They're going to throw it down the field, and if you get in the red zone, they probably trust him a little bit more to throw, but they're going to probably be that thing off. So plus for +550, it sets a record for franchise history. I'm going to be taking Joe Mixon. And regardless, at least take him to score once if you're going to take him to score because I don't see how he doesn't score. I said it on my show, I'm going to say it again. He will get 2 more touchdowns by the end of the year. There's 3 games left. bet him to score all 3 games. You're going to be out in the positive because he's going to hit 2 of these games. And I'm willing to put my name on it. If it doesn't, send me your Venmo. I'll give you $1 back. I'm sorry. I got you.
Nah,
Pay for your McDonald's cheeseburger or something.
I love that, man. The year of 2023, where individual stats rule the world in sports. I've seen it over the last few seasons and stuff. I never thought I'd see just for kids to get that 50th catch, or just for guys to break a record.
If they're close, teams are a lot. I love it. If they're close, teams are a lot more willing to give it to them, and I really do appreciate that because not only is it good for players, it's good for history, and then they get incentives, man. It's awesome. They get a little extra money.
See, I look at it opposite, man. If you can't get it without it giving it to you, you ain't get it. Even if you're only one short and they got to give it to you, I don't know.
So you definitely weren't a fan of the game was over for the 49ers trying to give CMC that record 4 straight plays with 2 minutes left. They're up like 37.
Oh, yeah. Disgusting, disrespectful, no integrity.
Yeah, like that.
I don't like stuff like that, man.
Yeah. There's certain, I do agree with you. Certain stuff like that, I'm kind of in the same boat. But like when it comes to at least like, for example, this 2 touchdown thing, I think that's a little bit more respectful of the game because they can force it out at any point in the game. But yeah, I would not be shocked if, I don't lie, I was rooting for it last night. It's like, I hope the Chargers get in the goal line. They just bring Austin Eckler in, run it.
I had Eckler anytime touchdown myself, so I would have definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I'm on
like
the
this
Bengals.
thing with Mixon is a little different. You got 3 games. He needs 2 touchdowns. Touchdowns help your team. But like if you're up 17 with the CMC stuff, like whatever the case is, and it's just
or like the Cowboys
record.
They throw a screen to CD Lamb to give him the 10+ receptions, 100 receiving yards in 3 different games. They're up, and then he immediately goes out after. It's like,
yeah,
it does feel a little bit weird. I mean, you saw a few years ago with the Ravens. They had like a streak of 100+ rushing yard games in a row. Instead of kneeing it out, they run, and you see Vic Bandio just and he's just losing it. It's like, we ain't shaking their hands. Get to the locker room.
Yeah.
Like, it's a real thing though. People feel like there's actual like, I'm with you. There's actual like certain stuff where it's like, it's a little bit slimy.
Yeah, if you gotta call a play to break a record, you ain't break the record. That's how I feel about it. Like if you break the record just in the natural flow of playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like not forceful play calling is what you mean for those people who might be a little bit confused. But they have to call the play for him to do it. It's like, no shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But yeah.
We know what you mean. No, yeah, true. That is a real thing. I mean, we saw with Jamal Williams last year. They didn't force it, but it's just there's some it's just like it's weird. But yeah, moving on. Colts money line. I don't think we need to talk about this game too much. It's Mitch Trubisky against the Colts. But shout out Jim Irsay. He put it on Twitter. The Colts are 6-26 all time, going back to 1951 against the Steelers, and we haven't won since 2008. Always great when your owner's tweeting out stuff like that. Someone needs to take that man's goddamn phone. He had it too late at night.
I think he's trying to light a fire under you boys.
Hey, everyone knows. He doesn't need to say it. We all fucking know. We know. We haven't won since 2008.
That boy's having cigarettes.
I mean, I think it also. I mean, it's perfect time to say it. We are playing against Mitch Trubisky. I swear, if they make Mitch Trubisky look good, I'm gonna lose my mind if Mitch Trubisky has a good game. That's all I got to say about this game. If Mitch has a good game, you might not see me next Thursday. That's all I got to say. I might go missing. Moving on. I don't read it. Cool.
I love Tricky Trubisky, man.
Man,
and it's a Saturday game. Anything can happen.
3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. Bro. 4th and 2. Throw. Game's over. It's like, bro, run the ball. All right. I guess it's not him. Whatever. Mitch sucks. Oh, 4th and 2. Let's throw a deep ball with 1:20 left to Deontay Johnson. Yeah, dumbass. So anyway, Broncos plus 4.5.
You're on the Colts right there? Colts money line?
Yeah, easily.
Easily.
I can't stand Mitch. It's literally a fate of Mitch. He's a one read. I hate to say he can't read a defense post snap. I know I'm not a quarterback. I know I'm like it's not. I understand he's better than me, but I've watched this guy literally look at a safety in the box, snap the ball, immediately already start turning his head, and the safety's literally bailing where he's going to throw, and he throws it right to him because he's not even looking at him. I watched that 3 different times against the 3-10 Patriots.
Hell yeah.
And the Colts just got scored 20 points. I said, if the Colts score 20 points, Steelers ain't scoring 20 points. They don't know how.
No, that's true. Colts
even against the Colts' terrible defense.
Colts been a great over team, man, this season.
Forrest Buckner might be out, though. That is kind of a semi-big concern for me because that is a big boy in the middle that we really need. I am actually on all 3 of these games, though, which is funny enough. Broncos plus 4.5.
Saturday night. Broncos traveling.
Love Broncos plus 4.5. Love Broncos,
too, man. How could you not? Total set at 47 in a hook. Broncos plus 4.5 on the road going to Detroit, who have been struggling since.
You want to talk about
Thanksgiving?
I said they talk about again 2 teams going 2 different directions. The Broncos are ascending, even with the loss recently. It was a good loss to a good Texans team, and the Lions are kind of descending. They're just struggling. I mean, they're just kind of like the great saying, "Water's finding its level." It seems like it kind of is in Detroit. They came out very, very hot. It seems like they're struggling a little bit as of late. I don't, for whatever reason, I could not tell you. Obviously, I know it's the
I
defensive
could tell
issues,
you.
100% defensive issues, but I couldn't tell you what's going on offensively where they scored 13 points in the first half and just can't score again against the Bears. Like, that's just weird. I don't understand that at all. There's just too much freaky stuff going on with this team, man. Freaky boy hours with the Lions, and I just don't understand it. And it's a lot worse for a lot of you younger people. I'm acting like I'm old. I'm not that old, but for a lot of the younger people, they don't know the Lions that them 2010, 9, 8, 7, 6, all them years of Lions. Like me seeing the Lions turn like this, like, this is not like they've lost contender status to me for sure, which I mean, disrespectful or not. I don't think they're contenders anymore. I got to see more out of them. The way they've been playing, Jared Garf is starting to look like Jared Garf. Jared Goff's starting to look like Jared Goofy, Jared Garf, however you want to call him. It's just scary. This is going to be a really big game. Really, really big game for them to get their feet back on track. They're playing against a really good defense and a really talented. There's going to be a good, really tough challenge for Jared Garf, and he is at home. So he does play really well at home. I am interested in that. But one more thing to add: Cortland Sutton, anytime touchdown, as long as it's plus money the rest of the year. He's up for a Nasty Boy award. He might be the Nasty Boy of the year with how much he's just scored this year. We're gonna have to see. So shout out my boy Cortland Sutton. Let's see if you can keep it going, my boy. Earn yourself a nasty.
Let me tell you the problem with the Lions, man. See, great teams, good teams, win or lose, they right here with it. When you got a team like the Lions, who coach gets jacked up on 18 coffees in the morning and comes in yelling every day, it's gonna be a day his yelling ain't as loud as it was the day before.
That's true.
And when you pumping on adrenaline instead of talent, and you just going out there barking your ass off in the backyard, it's gonna be a Sunday show up where you don't feel like barking your ass off, but that's all you got is barking your ass off, and another team gonna come bite you. Lions definitely one of those teams we saw last season. Slow start, hot finish. This year, a hot start, slow as of late. I just think the inconsistency of the adrenaline and up and down of the way this team plays and the style that they play, and it's almost like they feed off of themselves. So if they do have a down week, you bet the next week is going to be even more of a down week, and then that's probably when teams like this start really trying to force that energy, and it's just not a genuine thing. I'm sure Dan Campbell's up to 6 coffees a morning now instead of 3. They're just trying to get some energy going. That's why I like teams like the Broncos. Sean Payton is one of the keys to consistency. I've never seen him too high or too low. He just shows up every week and does the damn job. So I'm definitely going to ride the Broncos plus 4.5 this week. Might even touch that money line.
Another thing to add too, until the Detroit Lions get another pass rusher beside Aiden Hutchinson, I don't know how effective they're going to be, truthfully, because I mean, that dude's getting double and triple team. They're getting no pass rush out of anybody else. And then when that's happening, you're in deep trouble. I mean, you're seeing all these teams who are having success. They got 2, minimum 2. So I think the Lions just need to work on their defense slightly. I think their offense is as good. Their offense is I'm not going to say perfect, but their offense is about as good as get. They got every position you need. Everything's filled. Their offense just needs to be more consistent. Defensively, they got, I'm not going to say soul searching, but they're pretty close to some soul searching with just some of the stuff they need. I mean, the one thing too, another rushing quarterback, mobile quarterbacks just murder them for whatever reason. They need to figure out that they got some stuff to figure out defensively. That's for
hell yeah. Moving on to Sunday, man. That's gonna be the primetime game for Saturday. Sunday morning, kicking things off. NFC matchup. You got the Green Bay Packers hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This 3.5 looks delicious going towards the Bucks.
Delicious.
To me, Packers such an up and down team. They could come out, win by 30, lose by 30, and I wouldn't be surprised either way. Total set at 41.5. If I had to bet this game, it'd be the Buccaneers plus the 3.5. Also, I think the Buccaneers are playing a little better as of late. Had a pretty good game last week against the Falcons, pulling it off.
That was a really good game.
Yeah, it was.
That was a fun game to watch. Really good back and forth.
But I think this game ultimately is going to come down to what Jordan Love we see. Do we see the Thanksgiving Day Jordan Love where he don't get a turkey leg, or do we see the Monday Night Football Jordan Love where it looks like that was his first game?
He doesn't see anything.
Yeah.
Anything on the field. No, on it. Mike Evans anytime plus 115. Another guy up for the Nasty Boy Award. Give it to me. Tampa Bay Bucks plus 3.5. Love it. Because exactly what you said. I think Tampa Bay is way more consistent there. I mean, Baker's been Baker this year. He's had some good
I
games and
know.
bad games, but he's been. I trust him to be more consistent. I trust Jordan Love. I trust the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense more than I trust the Packers defense. Hey, let me know if you've not heard this before. The Packers can't stop the damn run. Shocker. We're on year what? 4 or 5 of them. They haven't been able to stop the run since I was in college. And I started college in 2018. Haven't been able to stop the run since about then. It's insane how they can't stop the run. So that's going to be the big part. If the Tampa Bay Bucks can get the run game going, and that's something they really do struggle against, I think they'll be able to do something good. The only issue is they don't get the run game going. Jair Alexander is back. That does make me a little bit nervous. Mike Evans had a horrible game though last week, so I'm looking for him to come back. And probably we didn't see him running past the defense last week. He's probably going to be running past the defense this week. See it once where it's like, oh, there's the guy with the 2 arm sleeves just running past everybody with his long deer strides, and he is gone. There's 6 for the Bucks. They are up 21-7. No, honestly, I have no clue how this game's going to go. Truthfully, I do like a 3.5 though, so I'm going to lean there. You said it perfect. You can get the Super Bowl Packers with Aaron Rodgers, or you can get the Packers that got beat 36-7 to Colin Kaepernick every year. This team is just so beyond up and down. I don't even know if I like Matt LaFleur either. Honestly, the more I watch their games, the more I just don't know if he's. I just don't know. So I'm on the Bucks here.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But I mean, there's stuff I see that I don't mind, but at the same time, it's like their offense is pretty talented. The Packers is. Don't get me wrong. It's just that trigger man. This comes down to all the trigger man. You saw what happened with them Monday night.
They got a bunch of young guys, man, and when you got a bunch of young guys, the consistency is the key. It's hard to teach that to young guys. Quarterbacks young, a lot of receivers are young. AJ Dillon's probably the most consistent thing they got on their offense, which is saying a lot or a little, depending on how you look at it.
Oh shit! When you're saying that, it is a rough season for the Packers.
Yes, sir,
man. Hey, your boys,
the New York Football Giants, baby. They're going to be +6 going on down to New Orleans, however you say it. The Saints, baby, -6 at home this weekend. Tickets going for $12 right now if you want to get in the building.
Woo!
39 and
second
a half
lowest
is the over. Yeah, man, you can get in there for. They literally say you can come
cents.
in if you're Boo Derek Carr, and they just let you in if you're Boo Derek Carr.
Bring a Boo Derek Carr sign, get in free.
Yeah, over 39 and a half. You got your boy Tommy taking over the world. DeVito, you want to mess with me? Huh? You want to mess with me, Mike? I don't know why I went to Scarface for an Italian accent. But anyway, Dada D. You got the New York Football Giants +6 taking on the Saints. Who the hell put the Saints at -6? I have no idea. If I was
Buck that did the -3.5.
Right. If I was a betting man, I'm taking the Giants +6. Definitely staying away from this game for my fandom.
What's crazy about this situation? It's like you probably said it best. The betting man probably should take the Giants, and it's mainly for the reason that Saints defense is definitely better. Giants defense is younger, but it's getting better under Wink Martindale. They've definitely improved week by week. The biggest thing is just the Giants love Tommy DeVito. The players come out and they absolutely adore and love Tommy DeVito. So even if he plays bad, they're coming out hey, he's our guy. We love this guy. Then you got New Orleans. You got a center. I've never seen this before. A center on the field. The lineman was having to hold back his center from yelling at Derek Carr. I've never seen that before on the field. You see on the sideline, just block, Jeff. Just block, Jeff. I mean, you see it on the sideline. Shout out Peyton Manning and Jeff Saturday. If you haven't seen that video, that's a funny one.
Yeah,
just block, Jeff.
I didn't know what you were talking about at first, but I do know exactly what you're talking about now. Yeah.
Dude, it's hilarious. I mean, you see that stuff all the time on the sideline, but it's leaking onto the field now. I mean, you want to talk about playing uninspired? I don't know if anybody plays for Derek Carr. And the more I watch Derek Carr week after week after week, I just wonder if I misevaluate him when I was younger, thinking he was good. He had 2 good seasons, it feels like, and I've been maybe holding on to them for too long. This team just feels off. I hate to say it. Your boys have the easiest schedule. Damn near should have walked to an NFC South playoff, and instead they're 6-7, struggling to even potentially win the division. They probably have the most talent on their roster, maybe behind the Falcons, or if it's either them or the Falcons, for the most offensively, at least, the most talent. And it's honestly unbelievable how bad Alvin Kamara anytime touchdown, by the way. But it's just unbelievable how, truthfully, how like inconsistent the Saints are. I hate to say it. And I know it all comes from their quarterback. I think the biggest thing about Derek Carr, he's afraid to get hit. And ever since he's been afraid to get hit, he just is a shell of himself, what he used to be. When he used to be able to take a hit or two, it's okay. But that guy gets so happy in the pocket where he's just like, and he gets like panicky for some reason. He doesn't trust his offensive line. That leads into implosions where it's like, just get the ball out. Just get the ball out. And he's sitting there like, just block. And it just turns into this whole mess, man. And I mean, you just see it.
I'll say this, man. The team, the city, I think there's only one person in the entire Louisiana area that has this young man, Derek Carr's back, and that's Dennis Allen. The two motherfuckers that need to get the hell up on out of here. We can't stand them. And
you at least got one more year of them too, I bet.
Probably 3, the way the Saints go. I watched Aaron Brooks start for the Saints for 5 damn seasons under Jim Haslett. Derek Carr, when you watch him on another team, you see the clips, and he's like frustrated when he gets sacked. He's on the podium crying, and you're like, man, that's a good guy. He cares. He wants to win. And then you watch him on your team, and you realize he just blames everybody but himself. And he's just a big baby, and he's just crying every time a bad play happens, and it's everybody's fault but his. And he don't know how to talk to other people, and he looked like he got the whiny voice when he's telling them. Instead of being like, hey, man, let's go. Let's get it together, bro. Just step up on it. Hold that block just 1/2 a second for me. I'll get the ball out. It's like, dude, why aren't you blocking? Like, I'm sure it's something like that. I hate his guts. Honestly, my least favorite Saints player of all time, and I watched some horrible Saints players over my years. Derek Carr, please leave New Orleans. Please. Dennis Allen, please leave with them. One more guy. I'm just tired of seeing him. Jameis Winston ain't gonna save us. I'm tired of it. The last 3-4 seasons, it's been like, well, we should be starting Jameis. Maybe, but I'm sick of it at this point. I'm sick of all of it. Sick of watching the Saints every Sunday night. I just dreading it, watching the damn Saints game. It's pitiful. They booing the hell out of Derek Carr in the dome, and they should be. I'm booing him from my couch, hoping he can hear me.
You know it's getting bad when it's just it's raining. I mean, you want to hear? I mean, we told in Pittsburgh they were booing Mitch in the first quarter. I mean, like it's to the point. Yeah, I'm sure Saints fans they are not hesitating to boo. They're warming up the vocal cords for the game, getting ready for it. They just know it's going to happen.
Nah, we're going to be heard, bro. That's one thing about the Saints, man. Our defense is too good. We have too many weapons on offense. Even though Mike Thomas ain't played a whole season since I was 5, we shouldn't be this bad, bro. We should at least be 3-4 more wins than we are. Ugly things happening in New Orleans. And the part that scares me is there's not one mumble, rumble, jumble, or mention of Dennis Allen or Derek Carr being on the hot seat from the
I don't think I think it's I don't know if it's a financial thing or what, but I think they have to get like minimum 2 years with this deal. I think with this deal they have to go 2 years. I bet you it's something where ownership will evaluate this year and they're like, all right, we fucking stuck. We'll see how it goes next year. And if it happens again next year, I bet he's gone next year. No question.
I honestly, bro, would rather see Miss Gail Benson herself go down there and head coach the rest of the damn season.
Taysom Hill, man. Allen. I don't know why they don't just put Taysom. I understand probably why they don't put Taysom Hill in because he probably can't do a whole game. But it's just you put him in the goal line. You might as well just put him in more in the field too. I don't know. Honestly, it's to the point where your team kind of reminds me of the Colts from last year, where it's just like they're just making decisions that just make no damn sense at certain times. It's just like, what is going on?
The thing with Taysom Hill is that the coaching staff values him more as a tight end and runner than they do as a quarterback. And if they put him at quarterback, now you can't put him at tight end or running back. So
why not?
I mean, you can't throw the ball to yourself.
Right. That's when you do the opposite. You bring in Derek Carr for a play or two, and then he can do his check down, and then you put Taysom Hill back there.
That's now you're thinking. It's funny too because Sean Payton. I mean, this is 6 years ago. He said we already got the future in the building, and he was talking about Taysom Hill and how Taysom Hill reminds him of Steve Young. He can run and throw that thing left-handed. But I don't know, man. Taysom Hill never got a fair shot. Jameis Winston never got a fair shot.
I don't think so either.
Teddy Bridgewater should have been the starter, but who knows?
And even he was like,
Saints suck. Falcons keeping it in the NFC South, baby. And we can talk about it all day if you want. It's just
No, I was just saying the last point I was going to add is just like they're starting to become. I don't want to say they're kind of like similar with the Colts, where like the quarterback carousel, where you got the jersey where it's like Bridgewater, Hill,
yeah.
and it's starting. It's starting to get to that point, which is scary. When you start getting to that point where it's like, man, we just need to find the guy. But yeah, I'm with you. There's just a lot of messy stuff going around that Saints quarterback room.
Man, it's so bad. I was excited for Ian Book when we drafted him. Like maybe he's the
That's
guy.
He was not the guy. I tell you what, he was not the guy.
He's not the guy.
He was not the guy in Notre Dame.
Not the guy.
Falcons -3 though. I'm on the Falcons -3 for sure. They're going to beat the Panthers. Baby. They already beat the Panthers by 17. The Falcons came off a really bad loss last week. And it wasn't the worst loss. Obviously, they played the Bucs in a really good game. It was just one of those losses where they probably can't afford to lose that game. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think the Falcons were at home and lost that game. That's one that you can't afford to lose. Yeah. This is a good spot to get back. Panthers are absolutely horrible. I don't know if they win a game the rest of the year. I think everyone's pretty much packed up. They're just kind of starting to look at next year. The only thing that the Panthers are getting out this season is development for Bryce Young. I mean, I feel for Bryce Young last week. Last week, they had that kid running for his goddamn life. I mean, I honestly have no clue how he's supposed to get better as a quarterback when he has a second and a half to throw and he's either getting ran over or he has to evade the pocket because he has somebody in his face. I mean, the kid stands no chance. I mean, I can't even bust or not, the kid absolutely stands no chance right now the way that situation is set up. So I just totally feel for him right now because that's tough, man. It's a tough one.
Nah, we're starting to see the real problem in quarterbacks getting drafted. When I was a kid, no matter how good you were, you got drafted to the worst team in the league. And because of that, there were actually honest expectations from the team. And you're not going to start this year, kid. We got you. Let's develop you. Let's keep building a season from now. You can get your development, and hopefully by your second season.
Do you think that changes Peyton Manning? Do you think Peyton Manning, because he started, I think, his first year, if I'm not mistaken, do you think that's when it started about to change, where they're just like, hey, maybe we should just start rookie quarterbacks?
That's the first one I remember, because I even remember everybody up in arms that Vic was sitting behind Chandler for 2 seasons. So like, I don't remember.
I forgot Vic sat. That is insane. I totally forgot about that.
And you are right though. It probably helped him out.
I 100% agree. I was just about to say that. You are right. There's some guys. It's to the point like I understand you don't want to bench Bryce Young at this point in the season, but I think the game is just way too fast for him, and it's not all on his fault. Like I mean, you see what he's dealing with. No offensive line, no receivers. It's to the point where it's just like, hey man, we're gonna save you from yourself and like just let somebody else take the beating. That's what they should do. Are they gonna do it? Hell no, because that's not how it does anymore.
That's the real point I'm making. You got the number 1 pick for a reason. You're drafted to the worst team in the league. Just throwing them.
And they have the number 1 pick again that they traded away. Just that in. They traded away the one. They don't got the number 1 pick this year, and they are horrible.
Yeah, you got no weapons. You got no line, and the quarterback also knows nothing, and he's never seen this speed of football. It sounds like the worst idea ever to start a kid out of college, no matter how good they were out of college. Because all it does to me, I mean, I think Bryce Young is going to be jumpy the rest of his career. I don't think he ever is going to settle in. It's not like
it's going to take sit back there. Stuff to get to.
Like, even though Jordan Love, as up and down as he is this year, he did get to sit a few seasons. I think he's going to be a lot better in the long run. I'm thinking Ryan Tannehill is his ceiling. But I don't know if Bryce Young ever even gets to a stable starter in this league after what's happened this season. C.J. Stroud got thrown to the Wolves, and luckily he had a better coaching staff. And also, this team's been building for the last 2 or 3 years before he got there.
I was about to add that in. I mean, I think it partially falls on ownership as well. Ownership. I mean, you see David Tepper has no consistency in his organization, right? That's the biggest. First off, their owner needs to learn, like, hey, you ain't gonna win right away, buddy. You need to have like something to say, like, because he's had like 3 or 4 coaches in 3 or 4 years. I mean, I just wanted to. You said it perfectly. We're gonna talk about the Texans here in a minute too. Without C.J. Stroud, they're only +3, which is wild. They probably should be more without him. But when you see it, he has a pretty good offensive line. And he is elevating his skill players. Don't get me wrong. Like, Nico Collins is good. Tank Dell is good. But, I mean, you put them with Bryce Young. I'm sure I don't know if Bryce Young is elevating the same. You put them in New England. I don't know if Mac Jones is doing the same. C.J. Stroud, because of the protection, because of the coaching staff, because of everything else. And don't get me wrong. C.J. Stroud, talented motherfucker, honestly. I think they totally blew it with that S2 test. And I think there's something else. You want to know something else? Another issue I think Carolina has? I don't think they knew who they wanted when they took the number 1 pick. I think when they traded up for number 1 pick, they couldn't decide, and they basically kind of fell on the guy. And I bet him an ass. And honestly, I don't know if CJ Stroud can do even as good with the Panthers. I think their whole organization is a mess. It starts from the top. Because when you saw what the Texans did, they were like, all right, we need to completely redo the slate. They brought in D'Amico Ryans. They're like, hey, D'Amico, we're not going to fire you. We're going to let you build your team. We understand you need to build your team. And there's no expectations. I mean, beginning of the year, nobody had expectations for this team. It's like, and look at this. All of a sudden, they're actually good.
I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, the Panthers were in the same boat, kind of in a similar boat, where it's like, man, maybe they win 4 games, maybe they'll get lucky and steal a whatever you call it, a division spot. But then another thing, everyone's like, oh, this Carolina's coaching staff, they got all these quarterback coaches, they got all this. I think everyone. I mean, it's just I can keep going.
Like you said in the beginning, it don't matter if you only got a second and a half to process everything before you getting smacked. I mean, it's the same thing that happened with Kyler Murray in Arizona, man. No O-line, and he's just getting beat up.
Yep, I mean, if you guys can't get open and you have no time to throw, that's just a recipe for disaster in the NFL. And like I said, I just feel horrible for Bryce Young at this point because genuinely, it's like you said, his career might be ruined for the fact that he has. I think the kid's a really bright kid, though, a really strong kid mentally. So I think he's going to be okay from this, but he's definitely going to be like some scars from year one. And at this point, I don't see it getting any better until David Tepper has not shown me anything that makes me think he'll get better. I thought Frank Reich was a horrible hire to begin with. Still hired him. So there's a lot going on in the organization that's not going right at all. So I basically fade them any chance you can until they prove any competence at all. Truthfully.
Yes, sir. Man, Texans +3 taking on the Tennessee Titans. Stroud, you said he's out. I know he was if and or what or but or can he?
I don't know if he's for sure out, but usually if you're in the concussion protocol, yeah, you ain't playing the next week. Yeah. That's usually how it goes. But TJ Watt did. I don't know about that one. No, the lights were too bright, so they put the lights were too bright in the stadium because he was little, so they put a visor on him, so he wasn't concussed anymore. Because you put a visor on, you aren't concussed anymore.
Oh no!
Isn't that funny though? He gets kneed in the head. He's like, "Hey, these lights are kind of bright. Do you think you can put a dark visor on me, please?" It's like, "Oh, we got you. You're good, right? You good? You good?"
How many fingers am I holding up? 3. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. 10, 11. Yeah. What time was it? Yeah.
You caught the okay. I have nothing.
Honestly. Yeah, I do have one thing that I actually do have in this game, but I'm about to double check. I'm gonna just see if Stroud is out. I believe he should be. My total guess. If it's +3, I'm assuming he's out.
Yeah,
like, I'm just gonna assume that
yeah. If he would have been playing, it'd be probably even or minus.
Hasn't practiced on Thursday. The biggest thing's gonna be today. If he doesn't practice today, he's completely out. But if he has a limited practice, there's a small chance he plays. But I would probably lean that I would honestly lean the Titans here, especially if he doesn't play. I think they have a chance because Derrick Henry loves to just run all over this Titans team. I mean, this Texans team. If you look back at his history against the Texans, it would nightmarish fuel for Texans fans. But that being said, here's the first of a very wild NBA jam. I was doing it on my show. We got Derrick Henry on an NBA jam 2 times. So I'm giving it out. Derrick Henry, 2-time touchdown scorer. They don't got the odds out just yet, but Derrick Henry, 3 games in a row, has scored 2 touchdowns. 3 of them things.
That's crazy.
So I'm going to take him to score twice. For sure score once, obviously. Yeah, if you look at his history against the Texans, he goes for 100 yards on them almost every year, at least one game, and scores 2 touchdowns. So if he's not doing it this game, you'll see me back in 2 weeks, and I'll be doing the same thing, damn it.
Yeah.
Because they play this week, different team, play again next week. So it's going to be exciting. We have a lot of those type of games upcoming where teams play each other 2 times in 3 weeks. I kind of like it.
I hate it.
I only like it for the rivalry aspect because it's like that part of it's division. I kind of like the rivalry, but yeah, I also get why it's like.
I just wish it was spread out a little more because it happens a lot. It happens a lot with the Falcons, bro, and I hate it. It's like we got to play y'all twice in 3-4 weeks, and then usually, I hate to say it, I hate that. My biggest problem with the NFL, and it's never gonna change, so I just need to shut the hell up. It happens in every sport, actually. Even baseball, it's even worse. But you get the Falcon. Let's just say Falcons Saints both good. They both go to the playoffs. They just played 2 of the last 4 weeks of the season. Now they got to play in the wild card game. You get 3 games against the same team within like 6 weeks, and it happens every year with some kind of in-division teams, whether it's the Eagles, Cowboys, or Vikings, Packers. And I don't know. That third game just always feels like if somebody won the first 2, they lose in the third one. And if we went 1-1, it's gonna go to the home team.
Yeah,
It just always feels like a setup to me. Uh,
third game is always tough. It's hard to beat a team twice. It's almost impossible to beat them 3 times.
yeah,
Yeah, that's one part I can give you. It would suck. Yeah, you play the Saints twice at the end of the season. You end up beating them, but then you go in the playoffs and the Saints beat you just because they got all the experience. I do agree. I wish they would kind of flip it a bit where it's like, you play, say, the first 6 weeks of the season, you play all your division opponents, and then between the last
yeah,
4
that'd
for your
be
division
dope.
opponents. I wish they would do it like that. Because then at the same time, it's like you're playing this. Not only are you not playing the same team twice, you're playing everybody once, and all those. Because usually division games end up mattering for at least half the conferences by the end of the year. So
Nah, and then
that's one thing I will give it shout outs on. I love that they moved division games at the end of the year because now it matters.
yeah.
I just wish they could go a step further now.
Nah, you said it best, man. First 6 weeks you get all your division games. Last 6 weeks you get all your division games. It'll make the beginning and the end of the season that much more meaningful. And yeah, I mean, not to be a crybaby, Saints beat the Buccaneers twice that season, and just happened to get caught the third time in the playoffs against Tom Brady. 2002 when the Bucks won the championship, Saints beat them twice in that regular season as well. We didn't make the playoffs that year, but we beat them. We beat the Super Bowl champs both times
We are the
played them.
Super Bowl champs.
But yeah. Anyway, yeah, I don't like that, but it's cool. It's cool. I like what you just said, man. They need to think about that for real, because it'll make
I'm sending in the league offices. I'm gonna,
yeah.
maybe hit up Pat McAfee on the show. Be like, hey, I got an idea for you.
That's the
out
guy
there.
to send it to. He seems to have the
Hey,
inside
hey.
card to anything going on in football media.
Yeah, he's the guy I need to hit up. Be like, hey, I got an idea for you. All I need is a shout out my name. You can do what you want. Give me a quick little shout out. I appreciate it. Do what you need to do with this.
Man, just
I think that truly would be really. I think that would really, really be interesting.
nah, because we just watched the in-season tournament. Everybody acting like it made it that much better for the first month of the season. If you got all four of your yeah, I don't know. I like
Viewership went up. I'll give them credit. Viewership went up, and I will admit I didn't think it was too bad of an idea. I just think they obviously could have some fixes. I know it's not for me either. Like I'm not the biggest NBA guy, so I know it's not supposed to probably be for me. So I like the idea though because I mean, one thing I will like that comes for it. Kendrick Perkins brought this up yesterday. Shout out to him. I thought this was a really awesome idea. If you think about it, I load it.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, if you think about it, damn. Eventually, if this thing gets big enough, like somebody's gonna want to buy it. So all of a sudden, it's the ESPN end season tournament, the TNT end season tournament. All of a sudden, that prize pool goes from 500,000 per player to like 7, 8, 900,000 per player. That's the part I'm excited in because I think they'll be able to brand this and get a lot more money off it to, in turn, help the players. But it's also going to make the leagues going to be greedy and keep as much as they can. So that part's going to suck.
None of these players.
I like the idea of the growth.
It's cool. I would just be a cynic if I said that was dumb as hell. I mean, I don't give a damn about how much these players make. I think they're making too much as it is. I don't give a damn.
Oh, that is
about the
100% true too. I think they make way too much money in the NBA. God damn.
Nah, I think every athlete, they got enough of them.
Oh,
Should have to donate like $500,000 a year.
We just got a line move
to their city. I know, and it's the next game we talking about, baby. The Bears.
Oh, we missed one. No, we didn't. Never mind. We're good.
Yeah, we talked about the Texans.
Yeah, we're good. I scrolled. I forgot I scrolled one too far. That's my fault.
The Bears taking on the Browns. Browns -3 with the GOAT, Mr. Old Man, Joe Flacco. One of my GOATs up there with Eli Manning, baby. Shout out. Made so much money off of Eli and Joe in Super Bowls, it's not even funny. The Cleveland Browns -3 taking on the Bears, who actually have not looked bad since Justin Fields have come back from his injury.
Shout out Bears, man, for real. I've been trashing them this year. They're starting to put some shit together, honestly. I'm starting to see a team that's like, oh shit, this team actually has some potential. Shout out to the Bears for real, man.
Yeah, I think they simplified things for Fields, and it's working, and I'm glad that they did it instead of just completely dogging him and moving on. He's another one of them. Like, give him a year to develop, man.
I still think they'll probably trade him at the end of the season and still probably take Caleb Williams one. I don't see a world where they keep him just because I think Ryan Poles, I think it's his name, not Brian. Ryan Poles, not his guy. So I feel like he's just going to want to get his guy in the building. So I feel like they'll probably end up trading Justin Fields. Would not be shocked about that at all. But I genuinely think Justin Fields saved his NFL career with how he's played. He just needs to get a little bit better at throwing. Michael Lombardi, I'm going to shout out him again. He said this is a great spot for the Bears. I think he might be right. Browns are dealing with a lot of injuries, a lot of issues right now. I genuinely leaned the Browns originally, but man, like I said, this Bears team has been feisty enough for the past weeks. I'm actually a little scared. I'm crazy to say. I look at a Bears team, it's like -3 before. It's just like, Easy. Now it's like, I don't know. They might have a
Yeah.
shot. This just was 2.5, literally right before you moved to it.
Yeah, it was.
It's like, man, yeah, I'm probably gonna stay away. But this is a game where it's like, I just want to give Bears a quick shout out. They're actually not playing too horrible at all.
I know, man. You just got Joe Flacco, bro. We can't beat him.
Hey, shout out Joe Flacco officially signed to the 53-man roster. I can't believe they put him on the practice squad. Named him the starter, put him to the practice squad. That was shocking.
That is hilarious.
Okay.
I don't have anything in this game. I feel like the Browns defense is just going to be a whole nother animal. I feel like as good as the Bears have improved the last few weeks, I think you run into a defense like this and you fall into your old ways. You get hit in the mouth early, the game plan ain't working, try to force it and push it. Now you got turnovers happening again. I think the Browns do have a recipe to win this game and win it easily. But I do like what I've seen from the Bears the last month.
I say you got a veteran back there who knows what he's going to do. He's not going to turn the ball over, not going to put it in too much danger, and he's proven they can throw it. So I mean, you got a veteran quarterback who's been playing really, really well versus a young quarterback and a young team who's somewhat ascending, even though you think they'd lose out for a better draft pick.
Man, as good as Lamar Jackson is, and as great as Lamar Jackson has been, I always wish Joe would have been able to just finish out another 2 or 3 seasons with the Ravens and just retire on his own terms. But obviously, the man still got something in him, so he probably would have still been trying to play. It's crazy to me. Like I've never seen imagine the Saints. We held on to Breeze about 4 seasons too long, so I don't know. It's just weird.
We cut Peyton about 2 seasons too early.
Yeah. You never know, but it's definitely
so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah,
you truly do. You truly never know. That's what's wild about it. I'm assuming you were just about to say something similar. Yeah, it's crazy. Like you said, you guys held on to Drew Brees a little bit too long. I mean, you're still making the throws, but they were snapping the ball and he was throwing it like 15 seconds before the receiver even got off the line. Yeah. Peyton Manning had no arm by the end of his career, even in Denver, but their defense was so good it carried him, even though he didn't make any wrong reads. It's just so wild when teams decide, like, all right, now's the time to move on versus when it's too early. It's just always like the Packers. It's just weird how teams do it. The Packers, they tend to move on a few years too earlier versus later. The Saints, they hang on until they're basically bones. They're finally selling for scraps. It's crazy.
I remember watching that playoff game. Lamar Jackson just getting his ass bust. Joe Flacco's on the bench, and that's when I knew. I was like, oh, they're not going back to Joe. This is Lamar Jackson's team now. It's crazy to me though, man. I love Joe Flacco, one of my favorite quarterbacks. Like I said,
footstep.
Yeah.
Footstep Flacco. Hey, he literally won a Super Bowl with the pass interference. He was the pass interference guy before everyone else was.
Hey, man, he won. I won. We all won that day.
We did all win. I wanted the Ravens win that year too. Ray Lewis's last year, I believe, too.
Hell yeah.
Man, shout out that boy Ray. Favorite linebacker of all time. One of them.
Gots to be, man. Just gots to be. The New York. Oh, yeah. Jets. Jets. I don't know why all of a sudden coughing again. Plus 9.5. They're traveling down there to Miami. Tyreek Hill did not practice yesterday. I don't have any official update on him. My guess is
he was day to day as of a few days ago. So I don't know what that means for him.
My guess is he sits out one game, comes back next week. I could be wrong though, because they need him.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is I think they really do need him.
And like we said at the beginning of the show, this selfish era that we're in, he's trying to get that 2,000 yards more than he's trying to win a ring, I believe. And I'm not saying that as a knock against him. It's just what it is. I don't know if he'll ever have a chance to get 2,000 again. This might be his only chance. I'm sure he knows it. Everybody knows it. I think he'll force to play if he has to, but I honestly think he could just sit out this week, come back next week. Jets are going to dominate this game. Tua is a fraud. I've been screaming it for years. Him and Josh Allen got that AFC division fraud locked up. You could disagree all you want. Tua's never done anything to make me say, wow, now that's a quarterback. They're minus 9.5 at home. Total is 37.5. If I had to bet it, I'm betting Jets plus 9.5. Where you at on this game? And what do you think on Tua? Do you think Tua is a
does know jiu-jitsu? I don't think
franchise leading quarterback for a decade.
Man, that's tough. Just because I know the concussion history and everything, that's what makes me say no. Say there's no injuries and he's still if he's still playing how he is now, no concussions, or anything like that. I think he could, honestly. I mean, he's not horrible at all. The biggest thing is just like now his mobility is kind of taken away because of this injury. Because he's like, it's just weird. I don't know how I feel about Tua. I think he's good. I just don't know if he's great.
Yeah,
That's
and
I probably
let me clarify this. There's different levels, man. You just because I
oh,
say
yeah,
you're
yes,
not the
yes.
greatest, don't mean you're the worst. He's definitely good.
There's levels. Yeah, I'd say there's levels. Like Patrick Mahomes. We'll just throw Josh Allen. Obviously, you probably feel different, but there's certain guys that are at the top level. There has to be levels to it. There's 32 teams for a reason. So, like, I understand Gardner Minshew's probably not the best quarterback in the NFL. Don't mean he's a baller and a dog.
Yeah.
No, when it comes to this game, I got two bets pretty much. If Tyreek Hill does play, I'm probably going to take Tyreek Hill's over and him to score for the rest of the season at this point because I think they're trying to get this in 16 games. He came back. It was weird. He like popped up after the injury last week, sprinted to the sidelines, didn't play for like 2.5 quarters, comes back in, makes two big explosive plays, doesn't play again, comes back in on third down, goes back out. So I don't know what the hell's going on with him. I don't know how serious it is, but do you hear that? Shoe squeaking, ball dribbling. We got an NBA jam. Oh, we got two of them things. Raheem Mostert, anytime touchdown. He is also one record away from the franchise record of rushing touchdowns in a season. Raheem Mostert scoring this next game, guaranteed. Book it. I don't know when he's going to score, but he's going to score. If he doesn't score this week, he's going next week. No, Raheem Mostert actually has been a scoring machine this year. So I truthfully, even if Tyreek does play, I think he scores this year. And our second wild NBA jam, they don't have the odds up. It makes me mad. And then what's funny, it might hit for a fourth game in a row. The Dolphins defense, baby. They have scored 3 games in a row. You want to talk about nasty? Derrick Henry 2 times. Dolphins defense.
Joe Mixon 2 times.
My brain's spinning for a nasty boy right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I might do something disgusting. Hey, Derrick Henry 2 times.
8,000 odds.
Derrick Henry 2 times. Dolphins defense anytime. Raheem Mostert anytime. Joe Mixon 2 times. I'm definitely making that parlay 100% because all this has hit 3 games in a row, like I said, except for Joe Mixon's. But that's for fun. Honestly, though, I am in all seriousness probably going to take the Dolphins defense as a solo. Maybe put like $10 on there or something. You're going to get at least like 600-700 odds, I think.
Yeah.
Probably, I would say generally higher, but because it's the Jets and they have turned over the ball a lot, you're going to get like punished a little bit. And the Dolphins defense have scored 3 weeks in a row. So obviously, other people besides me have seen it. But yeah, I love the one I love the most is Raheem Mostert to score. He's one away from the franchise rushing record. And I think to beat Ricky Williams, I think they're going to go out of their. I'm not going to say they're going to go out of their way to get it, but they're going to go on the goal line. He's going to get the touches.
Ricky Williams.
He's going to get the carries on first and second down. I think it's Ricky Williams. I don't know who it is, honestly.
That's crazy.
That just sounds like the right name. That just sounds like the right name for the record holder.
Run, go Ricky, run. One of my first memories of NFL football. New Orleans Saints trading the entire draft to get Ricky Williams.
Wasn't he washed by then? Or was he actually good? Did they draft him?
We traded every pick, all 7 rounds, to get the first pick and get Ricky Williams.
Oh, okay. I forgot he got drafted to them. I forgot he moved to the Dolphins in the second half of his career. That's what I always forget that. I always flip that. Yeah, he was a dog though. I do remember that.
Bro, we traded the entire draft for this kid.
That is crazy.
And then the next 2 seasons, ran the ball first down, second down, and then on 3rd and 7, incomplete pass, punt. First down, second down, run to Ricky. I remember one good play. He also kept getting his ankles sprained because he kept trying to spin out of ankle tackles for some reason. Oh, man. But, hey, I do love Ricky Williams. I don't have any slave to him. This is one of my first memories in, like, 97, 98, whenever it was, Mike Dicker trading the whole damn draft. And it's just run, Ricky, run. It's, like, everywhere in the city.
I hope you didn't need any other positions to fill. I didn't draft the offensive line to block for him, but God damn it, was he fun to hand the ball off to for 2 yards, according to you.
Oh, my God. Kansas City Chiefs, minus 8.5. The whole entire, all 7 rounds. We couldn't keep a 6th and 7th round pick or something. Chiefs.
We're like, nope, we need those 2. Come on now.
If you look it up, Mike Dickey even put on the wig with the dreads because Ricky had dreads at the time. Oh, yeah. it was a clown move by Mike Ditka, man.
That is hilarious. Shout out Mike Ditka, man.
Oh, he came to New Orleans and spiced things up after Jim Mora left, baby. Chiefs, baby, minus 8.5, taking on the Patriots, who have the 8th ranked defense in the league. I know you don't believe it. Look it up. The total set at 37. Patriots plus 8.5 at home. Chiefs only averaging 7 points in the second half. Not looking like the Chiefs as of late.
It was 5.9 like 2 weeks ago. That's
Yeah.
improvement.
I heard Herm Edwards say it yesterday, and I don't know if he was rounding up, but he was like, they only averaging about 7 points a second half. You know, he
I mean,
talked.
before that week before they played the Raiders and scored 3 touchdowns in the second half. Yeah, it was seriously. They're a horrible second half team, and you're right, exactly right about that Patriots defense. That Patriots defense is one of the best in the NFL. The Colts have scored 20 points in every game this season, but one. And against this Patriots team. This Patriots held the Chargers to 6 points. We just talked about it earlier. Their defense is good. They just got
I forgot about this.
they got a quarterback issue. You said what?
I forgot about this. They did this whole shabaco.
That him in a dress. Looks like Vince McMahon next to him too.
That was Mike Dicker and Ricky Williams. For better or for worse. Because they traded the whole damn, like, bro. Here go Mike Dicker with the dreads. Little drag wig on.
Hell no, dude. I love that, dude. Shout out to old whites trying to fit in and be hip. That's hilarious.
I forgot.
I got nothing this game, by the way.
Yeah.
These Patriots. I got nothing. I mean, you can tell we're talking about Mike Dick with dreads. We ain't got nothing on this game.
I completely.
It's just too big.
Ricky Williams in a wedding dress. That should have been my sign right there. That boy put a dress on for an ESPN cover.
And as before, it was more acceptable to do it.
Oh, that's 99, baby. I got nothing in this game either. I think the Chiefs, they either gonna get back on track or explode. Can't call it. The Commanders, they're traveling to LA to take on the Rams. Rams minus 6.5. Total set at 50.
Actually, I lied.
And
I got one bet in the Chiefs game real quick. Darius Toney under everything. I'm just kidding. He ain't getting the ball next
Could Darius Toney at least have a bad drop? No, I'm playing. Yeah, Rams 6.5 at home. If I had to bet it, I'm betting the Rams minus the 6.5.
Yep.
Commanders just ain't getting $1 from me for a long, long time on their side. You got anything rocking with that game?
Nope. I'm probably the same thing. Kind of lean that way with you. I just don't know. I think Commanders are just kind of like going into next season. I don't even know if Ron Rivera knows what week it is. I think he still thinks he's going to be coaching this team. I don't know if that's going to be happening. Aaron Williams scored a touchdown is minus 310. I was going to potentially give him out. I mean, Christian McCaffrey isn't even that juice sometimes. Minus 310.
Who is it?
Yeah, I got nothing. Kyron Williams, the running back for the Rams, minus 310. He's been a stud the last few weeks. He is a really good running back for them. But even Christian McCaffrey wasn't getting odds like this. Had some games. So I'm good. I got nothing.
Hell yeah. Speaking of Christian McCaffrey, NFC West showdown, baby. The 49ers of San Francisco traveling to Glendale, Arizona, taking on the Cardinals. Cardinals plus 12.5 at home. Total set at 47 in a hook. Kind of like the over 47.5 in this game. 12.5 I kind of like as well. I can see the Cardinals putting up 28 points, though, and maybe keeping it close. I could also see the 49ers winning 44-7. No in between. I'm just going to take the over on this game, over 47.5. That's going to be the only play I have on this one.
I think I like that one as well, honestly. I can see this being like about 30-17-ish. I mean, I usually feel like every 49ers game you look at, they're about 28-30. So it's basically going to come down to is, are they going to be able to score about 30-35? I don't think the Cardinals are scoring more than 20.
I like it. I like it a lot.
They can, but I don't know if they will. This defense has been just balling out for the 49ers.
No, they have, man. And it's a division game, and I don't know, man. I feel like everybody in the NFC West just loves beating up on the Cardinals. Like, they enjoy it. They truly enjoy it.
They're just the little brother right now. They are truly the little brother. They just get the only team that apparently can't beat the Cardinals is the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey now. Iko one day. The Cowboys, they travel to Buffalo, baby. I heard it's going to be a little chilly up there in northern New York. Buffalo Bills minus 1.5 at home. Who's making these lines? I'm joking. Seems pretty fit for the weather. I can see Dak shrinking up and shivering all game long, making bad throws. This game scares the hell out of me because both of these quarterbacks are on my if you trust them, I'd rather kill myself list. Total set at 50 in the hook. I can see both of these quarterbacks just having 3 interceptions, nobody making a difference, and the game being just, I don't know, man. This might be the ugliest game I've ever seen on paper. Personally. From my personal fans' eyes of watching football. Yuck.
You know what they say in Dallas? We them boys. I'm going to be a boy this weekend. Give me them Cowboys. Plus 114. I just, simply for the fact that they are beyond hot and they're playing on turf. Buffalo is turf. So that's good news for them. They play really, 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 really well in turf, but they also play kind of meh against home. This is going to be the game where I'm going to bet on them. They're going to lose to the Bills. I'm going to get pissed. They're going to go on a run to get set up for the playoffs. No, I just honestly, the Cowboys are ascending. I think this would be a good win for them. They're trying to play for a 1 seed. The Bills also have a lot to play for as well, but the Bills are minus 134 and the Cowboys plus 114.
No, that's what scares me the damn most, bro. I want to bet the
Higher
Cowboys so bad. I would not let myself do it. Because if they lose to the Bills,
I'm going to do it.
it.
Because then I'll hate them. I'll hate them even more. I need a reason to hate them. I haven't found the reason to hate them this year. I actually started to like them a little bit, so it's like, wait.
Yeah,
No, honestly,
I like
truthfully,
the Cowboys this year too, man. It sucks.
I think this is the potential. If Dak plays good in this game, this might lock up that MVP for him. I don't know if Purdy's winning, and if Purdy doesn't win, I don't know at this point. Other than Tyreek Hill potentially stealing it with his 2K, I don't know who else is going to be the MVP at this point.
Nah,
Really, this is one of those years. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It should be Dak.
Man,
which is crazy to think
the
about.
ugliest game I've ever looked at. Lord have mercy. Excuse me. I need a cough button.
And when you get the boy off the show, he's dying.
I know. I don't know what the hell happening. Ravens minus 3.5. We're talking Sunday night football, baby, down there in Duval, the Jacksonville, the Jaguars plus 3.5. Total set at 42. And the hook, the Jaguars. I don't know, man. That you see their record at 8-3 a few weeks ago, and you think they're good. I've watched this team a few times. I don't think they're good at all. Ravens, I think they win by 10 or more. Give me the minus 3.5 on the Ravens on the road. Lamar Jackson I think he's going to steal the MVP at the last second. I think the Ravens are allowed to win the Super Bowl. I think the Ravens might have the best momentum outside of the Cowboys. But if you look at the rest of the season schedule, I like the Ravens more upside than the Cowboys, including this week. Going to Buffalo is just a tricky situation. Going to Jacksonville, a little different. Ravens taking on, I'm not sure, you probably know more than me on Trevor Lawrence's status, but I'm taking the Ravens minus 3.5, regardless of who's at quarterback.
Yeah, the fact that, he played last week, but he didn't look the best. And he had 3 interceptions. I'm assuming he's going to play again. But I felt the same way. I thought 3.5 was a little too big on my show. Then I went back to, went to slept on it. I'm like, Jaguars ain't that good. Give me the 3.5. No, the Jaguars defense has been beyond mediocre this year. They are beyond inconsistent. No Christian Kirk. Offensively, I think questionable. Also is Travis Etienne. I think this is a matchup where it's like the Jaguars are slightly overmatched. This feels the Jaguars when they play the better teams just don't step up to the plate as well when they play some of the lesser teams. I guess is a better way to put it. They do play genuinely a little bit better, but yeah, I'm going to lean Baltimore here as well.
Hell yeah. Monday night, baby, the last game of the week. You got the Philadelphia, the hurting Eagles taking on the Seattle Seahawks, who they're a coin toss team, if you ask me. 1 week they're great, 1 week they're horrible, 1 week they're good. Who the hell knows what Seahawks team is going to show up? Seahawks at home plus 3 against a hurting Eagles, though. I do want to bet it. I'm not going to lie to you. I think the Eagles fall apart here late in the season. They've fallen apart the last 2 weeks. I think that trend continues to happen. I think it'll be a few weeks before this Eagles team can get healthy. And if they keep playing hurt players, they're never going to get healthy. And I just think this is the worst thing that could happen to the Eagles, who were Super Bowl bound teams. Baltimore Ravens just moved from 3.5 to 3 for anybody who gives a damn. But back to the
I
Eagles.
was watching it. I kept watching it move too. I was sitting there. It's like it's about to move, isn't it?
That's crazy. Yeah.
Hey, mine's moving today. We got them jumping everywhere.
I know. It's beautiful to see that 3 without the hook on it, man.
I tell you what, makes me love it even more.
Yes, sir.
Even more.
But I probably won't bet the Monday night game. If I do, I might bet the under. I think this game ends up around 40 points. I got it like 23-19-ish, something like that, no matter who wins it. I just think the Eagles are too hurt, and I don't think they want to admit it. So they're just going to keep going out there limping and thinking they're better than other people. I think the Seahawks got a chance to bite them.
Yeah, I think that's a realistic shot. It's more of a question of how seriously do they take this game, honestly. It's going to really come down to the Eagles. How seriously do they take this game? Their remaining schedule: Seattle Seahawks, New York Football Giants, Arizona Cardinals, New York Football Giants. They could either go 3-1 or 4-0. It's basically up to them what they want to do. I don't see them losing any of those last 3 games unless they choose to lose those last 3 games. They're still fighting for a 1 seed too, so they technically do have something to play for, fighting for this 1 seed so they can get the bye because that would really help them out with some of these injuries and everything. But yeah,
I know.
I think I'm going to take the Eagles here if I do take anybody. But yeah, I don't think under's a horrible play. But I'm just going to lean Eagles for the fact that I don't know what the Seahawks team is. But we're going to wait till Monday to fully decide.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those. Yeah, definitely gonna be putting some thought into this Monday. Anything you want to add? I know you've been throwing your props out while we've been going through any of these games. I actually do like that long shot, 3 or 4 leg you gave together with everybody
Dude,
scoring twice.
you can't make it yet because they don't have all the odds out. So I will touch back with everyone like probably Saturday, probably tomorrow. They should be all out. But man, I'm telling you what, will it hit? Probably not. But at least I think 2 of those legs guaranteed will hit. I don't know which 2 though. So why not take all 4? And then on the off chance all 4 NBA jams continue into a 4th game. I mean, if that nasty boy hits, everyone better Venmo me $5 fucking bucks. That's all I gotta say. No, honestly, I'm very excited. I think it's gonna be a really fun weekend. I got 2 more bets to give out for the NBA jams. CeeDee Lamb anytime touchdowns on NBA jam, 4 or 5 games in a row. Rashee Rice over 50 plus receiving yards. Has hit about 5-6 games in a row-ish. He's starting to become their number 1 receiver. The only thing that sucks is he needs to work on his route running a little bit, like just add some more into the rep. He just needs to he's a rookie though, so he just needs to get the belt a little bit bigger, but 50 plus receiving yards, he has hit that basically every single game. But yeah, just to remind the people, Joe Mixon, 2 touchdowns away from the record. Raheem Mostert, 1 touchdown away from the franchise record. 2 NBA jams. Dolphins defense touchdown. Derrick Henry 2-time touchdown. So we got Joe Mixon twice, Raheem Mostert once, Dolphins defense once, D-Hop twice. Or sorry, Derrick Henry twice. Derrick Henry twice.
No, I love it, man.
That's going to be disgusting. That is the nastiest boy I've given out all year.
It sounds so wrong. It sounds right.
And what's crazy is like people are going to be like that. It's like, ew, that sounds absolutely disgusting. And you look at the stats, like, holy shit, they've had this 3 games in a row. And it's like, hey, it's the reason they're an NBA jam, man. They're heating up. Let's see if they're going to continue to stay on fire. Yeah, I appreciate you, big dog. I know we went a little bit long, but
it's all
great one. I had a lot of fun.
We kept getting caught up in. I feel like every game we'd break down the game and then talk for like 5 minutes about something.
Side story about it.
About the game.
I will admit the Saints and the Panthers, that middle, we probably lost about a good 15 to 20 minutes on the Saints and Panthers. But
oh my
God. I mean,
it was another team.
It's needed.
But yeah, F them.
Much needed.
F them. Thank you for coming on, man. Y'all can check out Jaden Chandler Parnell on his own podcast on YouTube at the JC Pod. You could also check him out on staredownsports.com for all of his written content covering football and sports in general, giving out all his plays there as well. Also, check him out on the X at Jaden95 Chandler. My man, I appreciate you coming on every week. I appreciate it every week. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Appreciate you.
And
oh yeah, you too, my guy. I just got one more thing to say before I go, though. I just got one more thing. 3 words for you. I'll just leave everyone in 3 words. Let's get nasty. Going to be a great weekend. Can't wait to see you back again. I'm assuming sometime next week. We'll be talking, I'm sure, over the weekend. But let's get it, man. I'm very excited. It's going to be a great one. And I'll end it on again. Let's get nasty.
Yes, sir. My man, Jaden Chandler Parnell. That's one of his things, getting nasty. Nasty Boy Parlays is his Nasty Boy Parnell. Nasty Boy Parnell Parlays. Something like that. That boy be doing this damn thing. Make sure y'all check him out. Moving on to some college hoops. For those who are still here, most people probably just using the most people don't watch live, so excuse me. College basketball, baby. Jump to it. This is Captain by a Hook with the red beard. I am Rowan Donaghy, a.k.a. Rowan Dobbs. Tonight, only a few games to look at. I only have 2 bets for you, and they are on the same game, a late game. UConn taking on Gonzaga. I will give you those bets in 2 seconds. I want to talk New Mexico taking on New Mexico State just because of the in-state rivalry that is. This game will be played in Las Cruces. Shout out to Las Cruces, man. New Mexico. I don't know why I can't think of it right now. I want to say the 405. Could be wrong. Shout out to Las Cruces, baby. New Mexico State. That's going to be a good damn game tonight. New Mexico's favored by 14 and a half. Well, the 15th. I got you. I'm sorry. Have fun and be safe, baby. Damn, I haven't done a show this late ever in my life. Anyway, 9 o'clock on the 15th. Girlfriend has a meeting. Uh, yeah. Anyway, UConn, baby, taking on Gonzaga. That's the game I'm looking at tonight. We're gonna go UConn minus 3.5. I got it at 4.5, so don't be scared to take it at 4.5 if it jumps back up. I think UConn hits that second gear and wins this game by 7 or more. I actually have this game priced at 6.5. So I was excited about the 4.5. Like it even more at 3.5. Only thing that does scare me is Gonzaga being playing in Seattle. That definitely scares me because of the home fans. Gonzaga is a pretty damn good team. I also like the over in this game, although I think this game can turn into more of a defensive game. We saw UConn and Kansas become more of a 68-65 game. So this game could turn into a defensive game. I think UConn. I think it turns into more of a North Carolina UConn style game, which we saw go over easily. UConn and North Carolina just running up and down. UConn hitting that third gear and taking off on them. So that's the two bets I have for you tonight: is UConn minus 3.5, minus 4.5, and UConn Gonzaga over. I got it at 149.5, 150.5. I still like it. Still like the over. It's a pretty high one though. You're looking at one of these teams getting into the 80s. So just put the thought there. I don't know. Don't know, but I think these teams run up and down. Hopefully it doesn't turn into a defensive trap or a juggernaut or whatever you call it there. Moving on to Saturday, baby. Got a bunch of good games. I don't really have time to go through every one of them like I want to. StareDownSports.com. Tomorrow morning I will have an article with all of my bets. I'm just looking at some top 25 matchups. Kansas taking on Indiana. That's going to be a damn good game. I look to take Kansas anywhere. Number I have for this game is Kansas minus 5.5. Indiana's a good team. I think Kansas can run away with it. Texas, they're hosting LSU. I like Texas at minus 9.5. I think it's going to be a double-digit game. LSU, they did get one of their players back, Jalen Cook. Well, they're waiting. The transfer news, all that stuff. I don't have time to break that down, but definitely looking forward to that. But for now, I think Texas is the better team. I think they win this game by double digits. You got Baylor. They're taking on Michigan State in East Lansing. Honestly, look for Michigan State. This is a great spot for them to get right and get tight. I'm going to take Michigan State plus the points. Number I have for this game is 8.5. Plus 8.5 on Michigan State will be the bet there. Again, these are my numbers. Numbers are not out yet. I did all my projections last night, so just throwing them to you on the show. Houston, they're taking on Texas A&M. Give me Houston minus 7.5. That's the number I have. Houston minus 7.5. This is the game I'm looking forward to the most. Memphis at home taking on Clemson. Give me Memphis plus money on the money line. Give me Memphis plus 3.5, plus 4.5. I like Memphis to win this game outright. I'm taking Memphis on the money line. No matter what it is. Florida Atlantic. Look for them to blow out St. Bonaventure's. Give me Florida Atlantic minus 14.5. This is another good one. Boy, oh boy. I don't know how y'all could watch any football on Saturday with games like this. Arizona taking on Purdue-ski. Them Purdue boys at Purdue. Give me Arizona walking away with a damn upset. Arizona plus 2.5 on the road. North Carolina, they're taking on Kentucky. Battle of the Blue Bloods, baby. Give me North Carolina. Give me Kentucky. Give me the over in this game. Anything over or anything under 147.5. That's my cutoff. Hoping to catch it at 144 to 146. looking for that over North Carolina and Kentucky. The number I have on the side is Kentucky minus 2.5. Although I think North Carolina is live to win it. I love Kentucky this season. I might have them a little overranked or overrated, depending on how you look at it. Will definitely adjust as the season goes. But right now, Kentucky at home, I like them to win this game by a small margin, minus 2.5. We'll be rooting for North Carolina and we'll be betting that over as long as it's under 147.5. Northwestern, they're trying to get right and get tight. Not going to touch them. I think they blow out DePaul, but you can't call it. You never can. You just never can. Alabama taking on Creighton. Ooh, yeehaw! This is going to be a great game Saturday night, baby. Creighton coming off a bad loss to UNLV. The Running Rebels. Give me Creighton. Minus 2.5 at home against Alabama team who can put up some points and put up some points in a hurry. I think Creighton bounces back. I think they lean on each other. They really got beat up inside last game against UNLV. I'm not sure if Alabama has the post players to really compete down there. Alabama has hell of a guards. Alabama has hell of an offense. And if Alabama wins by 20, I would not be shocked. But betting wise, I'm going to take Creighton minus 2.5 at home. That's the number I have for the game. Again, no numbers have been posted. Lastly, Tennessee, they're taking on North Carolina State. North Carolina State is a sneaky team, but don't let that fool you. Take Tennessee and the points at home Saturday night. Tennessee minus 6.5. That's the number I have for that game. So that's where we at Saturday. That is just the top 25. Don't have time to really do a deep dive and go crazy. There are a lot, and I mean a lot of good games. You're talking Georgia Tech, Penn State. That's a good damn game Saturday morning. Where we at? Thought I was gonna see some more good games, better games. Schnapples. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I cannot wait for Saturday. Ohio State taking on UCLA. That's going to be a good-ass damn game. Give me Ohio State minus 4.5 in that one on the road, taking on the mighty Brewers. Actually, this game is going to be played in Atlanta. A little neutral site game. Definitely like Ohio State even more now in that game. As much as I love UCLA, they just don't think they have the players right now to compete. Ohio State, to me, is one of the best teams in the country. Surprised that they are not ranked 8-2 and beating teams by 20. Give me Ohio State minus 4.5 taking on UCLA, the mighty Bruins. Utah State, they're taking on a tough San Francisco team. If that number is too big, I would take San Francisco as dogs. And I'm talking 11.5, 12.5. If it's double digits, I'm taking San Francisco, baby. Iowa, big trash. Just had to throw that out there because who the hell gives a damn about Iowa? Arkansas taking on Lipscomb. That's going to be a tough battle for them, believe it or not. West Virginia getting their starting point guard back for the first time this season. Your boy Kirk Kisher. I think he makes a huge difference for this West Virginia team, getting them back in rhythm. Point guard play was lacking first 9 games of the season. So I actually look for West Virginia to kind of hit a bit of a roll. I think they finished December strong, going to the Big 12 Conference on a 3 or 4 game winning streak. The Running Rebels, we just saw what they did to Creighton. They will take on St. Mary's, who are such an up and down team, you just can't call it. I've been saying this for weeks. I'm sick and damn tired of ESPN playing ads in my ear. This is the last damn day I go to ESPN to look up some damn scores or some damn games. Forgot where I was at, and I was on a hell of a roll. Tell you that. Talking St. Mary's, UNLV. Watch out for the Running Rebels. They're playing this game in Phoenix, Arizona. Neutral site game. Running Rebels fans will travel. I think the Running Rebels got a chance to take down St. Mary's. They will be dogs in that one as well. Believe it or not. Dayton, Cincinnati. That's going to be a good-ass damn game. Ole Miss looking to stay undefeated, taking on California Love. Yeah, man. gang of games. Saturday, Arizona State taking on TCU. That's gonna be a good game, man. If you're not watching college hoops on Saturday, you're not like me. I'll just tell you that. I know there's gonna be a bunch of NFL and bowl game noise happening, and I ain't mad at you for watching either. But I will be all over this college hoops as always. Thank y'all for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. This is Captain by a Hook with the red beard. I am Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs, going live on a beautiful 15th of December. It is a Friday. It is 10 days until Christmas. And boy, oh boy, is the spirit alive. Again, thank y'all for everything, man. Take all these wagers at your own risk. And please, please gamble responsibly. One more thing. I've been thinking about moving my show to 2 hours. This hour and 40 minutes feels like the longest thing I've ever done. So, Dobbs.